Hiya! Welcome! Got 3 pre-owned albums to show you today. Now, I've been planning this video for a few weeks now because I wanted to show you 2 LPs from eBay, both UK sellers, and 2 Discogs LPs, both from international sellers, all in the same video. However, one of the Discogs albums, which was an order from Sweden, it hasn't turned up, and I think it's got lost in the post, or the seller just mailed it to the wrong person or something. Hopefully by the time you're watching this, I will have got a refund on that. I've reordered that album because I found a UK seller on Discogs, and it was actually cheaper than what I paid the Swedish seller. So I thought about hanging on till I received that and then doing the video as intended. But I've actually ordered like a impulse item with that particular order. So I'm going to show both of those together in a separate video when they come. So I thought I'll just show you these 3 that I've been hanging on to now for probably the best part of a month, really. It's just the way I do these things. Some things I like to group together in one video, other things I think are suitable elsewhere. But here's 2 bands that you've seen me show a lot of on this channel, but I'm very excited to show you these. I've been itching to show you these 3 since I bought them, really, and like I say, I've been holding off because of the delays from the other one. To eBay first, I think this purchase was around £40. I think that'll include postage, maybe a little bit more, maybe 45 perhaps. I can't remember because it was like early April and it's early May now. But I was delighted to find this because, as I've said in previous videos, albums for a good price by this band now that I haven't got are becoming increasingly rare. I'm talking about Laibach yet again, and this one is their 1994 studio album, Nato. I've not listened to this yet, by the way, but I'm absolutely excited for it because this is my favourite sort of Laibach album. It's a covers album, and all the cover versions on this LP are to do with the theme of war, which is quite appropriate at the moment if you think about it. Some of the cover versions that I'll find on here are In the Army Now, originally, I say originally by Status Quo, it was originally a Bolland Brothers thing, that, and Status Quo actually covered it themselves, but they're probably most famous for doing In the Army Now. War, originally by the Temptations, I think it was, but there again, I think Edwin Starr's version is more well known. I'm forgetting a couple of other really famous ones as I'm standing here now, but that's certainly 2 that spring to mind. Oh, Final Countdown by Europe, that's a cover version on here. I do love it when Laibach do cover versions. I've got covers albums for Let It Be, The Sound of Music, which I've mentioned before is one of my all-time favourite albums. That is just exceptional. So how good Nato will be, I'm not sure, but I'm really excited to listen to it, and I've been holding on to it for ages, waiting to shoot the video. So I've not even listened to it. I could have done, I could have listened to it and then just told you. In hindsight, maybe I should. It's just standard black vinyl, but because it's pre-opened, we'll have a little bit of a look at the inner sleeve, which is in very nice condition. I was delighted to find this copy of this album for what I thought was a pretty reasonable price on eBay, because all the Discogs sellers, they were international, I think most of them, and they were charging like double at least for this particular LP. So yet another one for the Laibach collection. I'm gradually getting there, but there's still a couple of quite big holes to fill with their studio albums. But this is one I didn't expect to get anytime soon, and I got it for what I think is a good price for a very nice, very good condition copy. Nato, the covers album from '94 by Laibach. Right, the good news is there's no more Laibach in this video. Because I've talked about Laibach in numerous videos now. Here's another band, though, that people who watch this channel are certainly a lot more familiar with because they're more mainstream and they've had more of a chart presence, at least certainly in the 1990s, turn of the noughties. And they were a band I started collecting a few months ago, and as with Laibach, I've been filling some holes in the studio albums collection, but there's some that are just really expensive. They're only available internationally on Discogs for silly money, but I did manage to find 2 more that I needed from Weezer, such as the Red Album, and I've forgotten what year this came out. I'll say it was around 2005, 2006. If that's completely wrong, I'll put the right year on screen. Or is it 2008? I don't know. If it's any of those, then I won't have put the correct year down on screen. I think this particular edition is a reissue from maybe 2016-ish. This was on eBay, and really good price this. I think I made a best offer. I think I did that for Laibach as well, actually. It was a best offer rather than an auction. And I offered 25, including whatever postage they wanted. And I got it, and then I actually had a £5 voucher thanks to Nectar points, so this only cost me £20 all in, and it's at least double, probably triple that for most of the pressings on Discogs. Unusually, it is only a 1-disc set, but it is gatefold, look. I put it in one of my gatefold protectors. Can't really read much of what's on this. I think Pork and Beans is the main hit, the bigger single off this. So I'm familiar with that, but another Weezer album where most of the stuff I've never heard before. But I was just really happy to get this, and it's just another hole filled in the Weezer collection. The Red Album on gatefold, no less. And finally, we stick with Weezer, and this is a Discogs purchase. There's a few pressings of this going round, and I was searching for quite a long time, a couple of weeks really, just checking back at certain sellers. And then I was also looking on eBay just in case, because you never know when an eBay auction or something comes up. And I thought, yeah, this particular seller on Discogs, it's not too bad a price. I think it was around £30, because this is from a Switzerland Discogs user. This is their second studio album, Pinkerton. Yes, it is pre-owned, but I've not listened to this yet. It's still in one of these cheapo protective sleeves here. In fact, I'm going to get it unsealed as it's been separated out. Look, Pinkerton was Weezer's second album. It was critically panned at the time. I say critically, I think not many of the fans of the first album liked it massively. I did have one single off this on CD back in the day, El Scorcho. I think I picked up some like 50p at a Virgin Megastore or HMV in one of their bargain bins back in the late 90s. And even I thought, wow, Weezer are a bit different now, aren't they? Like, this is nothing like Buddy Holly. I mean, I was a very casual Weezer listener back then. Certainly wasn't a collector. All I had was Buddy Holly on cassette single and El Scorcho and Say It Ain't So, which was another bargain bin buy, I think, on CD. This has been reappraised, really, by fans and critics alike in more recent years. It's now considered a bit of a lost classic, really. It's been re-released a few times. This edition that I've got here, I believe, is a 2002 reissue, so not an awful long time after the album came out, probably about 5 years-ish. There's been other reissues of this album that have come since, but this one was the best price for me. Also, interestingly enough, because this was from Switzerland, it converted from Swiss francs into pounds, or they might have listed it in euros just to make it easier for pan-European sales, but I didn't have to pay any tax on it, so I think because it was from Switzerland I avoided the VAT. That meant the album plus a fairly reasonable international postage, and as I say, I think it converted to around £30 ultimately, which I was happy to pay anywhere for a copy of Pinkerton. So there we are. That was 3 albums to show you today. A video that originally was supposed to show you 4, but instead I'm going to show you that 4th album, plus a bonus impulsive 5th album from a Discogs seller in an upcoming video. And it is a very impulsive purchase, but it was such a good price, I couldn't resist. But tune in for that one. Yes, tune in like you're an old fart on like tuning in a telly or a radio or something. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this look at some more Laibach and Weezer. Some holes filled in my library there for each of those amazing bands. I want to say special thanks to my wonderful subscribers and generous patrons. My Patreon link and my Facebook group link, they're down in the description text box below. I'm gonna go now, and I'll ask the age-old question, which should I listen to first? I honestly don't know. I've just been waiting to listen to all 3 of these, and I don't know why I haven't already listened to them and then just kept them aside, ready to shoot this video. I do know why, in a way, because I've had a lot of other records come in the interim throughout last month, so I've just been listening to them first and keeping these by. But I'm definitely going to listen to them now, and I do hope that all of you will join me again next time for my next record collecting video. Cheers, everyone. See ya!